Hello, hello. Hey everyone, it's Mark T. Forrest. My website is Hello Extraordinary Life. If you go there, helloextraordinarylife.com, on the landing page, you can pick up your free ebook. It's called 3 Steps to Reprogramming Your Negative Self-Talk. I believe my experience is we all need a little help with that. And even if you, hi Stacy, and even if you are really good at it already, it's just great to have some more tips, reminders. Plus, that adds you to my email list. I post some things on Facebook, more comes in email. And then you get the recording if you want to have the recording and that kind of stuff. So, I have also launched a 9-week program called The Magic of Self Love. And it's an amazing program. I have a few spots left. If you're interested in signing up for that, you can message me here. You can email me at coachmarty@helloextraordinarylife.com. It's 9 weeks of customized coaching for you, 5 live coaching sessions, trainings on Facebook, and 24/7 through Voxer coaching. Something that I've been doing with my coach, and I love it. It's an ability to just simply record a message of what's going on, and then I get a recording back or text. You can text also, and it's a great avenue to be able to stay in touch all day long, or anytime that you need help or assistance or coaching or a boost, whatever it might be. And sometimes it's not that, it's just a check in. So it's a great opportunity to have coaching every day and then have, of course, the live interactive things. Hi, Charlie. Uh, thank you. Thank you for your loyalty and your commitment. I have, there's just some of you that are here every week as often as you can be. And I want you to know how much I appreciate that. Also, save the date. Hi, Sylvia. Sylvia is a new mommy with not the first baby, but a new mommy. She's just had a baby. So, hi, Sylvia. Thanks for being here today. And the other save the date is in September, the 19th and 20th, is for a women's retreat. It's going to be hosted at my house. I'm going to do a arrive Friday, so we can get started Saturday, do a meet and greet Friday, and then have Saturday and Sunday. And oh yes, it's afternoon, isn't it? Time just flies right by, doesn't it? It's already March. Thank you for the loves. That's really helpful, actually, to see. So I know when I'm hitting on something for someone, even though I feel it. It's good to see that. So know that it's resonating for you. And then, of course, comments. I'm on my computer, so if something happens, let me know. I can always get on my phone and do it that way. It's not quite set up, but it's right here. Okay, today's topic is choosing powerfully. So this came out of a conversation that I had with a friend who there are people in our lives that we chose to end the relationship with. However it happens. Like in her place, it was this relationship is no longer serving me. It's just become this gossip thing and it's not working. And we did I mentor her, so we did a lot of conversation. And finally she wrote a letter to the lady and said, I cannot continue in this way. And I wish you well in your life. I thank you for your time, and look very beautiful. And the woman replied and really got it. And she's like, but I still care about her, and I'd still like to know how she's doing. And yet I don't want to open the door, right, to that kind of relationship. So either here peripherally or we just bless them in love and let them go. And and then we have those people that make a mess. I had that happen in mine where they had to make a mess to end the relationship. And then I chased after them for a while and tried to make it work. And like I'm begging for their friendship because I have this attachment or I love them and all that's accurate. Where we can pause is to ask ourselves, is it in my best interest to be in this relationship? How is it serving my life? Is it good for me? Is it healthy for me? So when I talk about choosing powerfully, I'm talking about from the place of self-love. When we advocate for ourselves and what's in our best interest and what's healthiest for us and our relationships. This excludes, I was thinking about this excludes the relationships that we have. Many of us have them. I may not see you for a long time and I pick up the phone and it's as if no time has passed. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about those that really are no longer serving, and we've outgrown them. We've grown apart. We grow in our own ways. Sometimes they just fizzle. They do. Sometimes they just kind of fizzle and they just go away, and then we see each other, and eventually we stop saying, oh, we need to get in touch. Oh, we need to go to coffee. And eventually that all kind of just stops. We see each other, we say, hi, how are you doing? And move on. That's been my experience. But when we are choosing what's in our best interest, and then I just keyed on something that Stacey sent to me about our energetic boundaries. Having those boundaries that say, this is the kind of relationship that I choose. And speaking to someone yesterday, and I shared this a little bit in the email today, reminder. That's why I tell you go sign up on my page, because that's all on Facebook. So this conversation I had with someone yesterday. She ghosted. It's her habit. It's what she does. She has depression and some emotional just stuff that people have. She kept apologizing, and I said, I'm thank you, and I really don't need your apology. What would really work for me is seeing amended behavior, that you do what you say you're going to do. She's like, I will, and I'll be there for you, and I'm here for you, and if you need me, you can call me. And I said, that's not my experience of you. My experience is that you ghost. You just disappear because of whatever's going on. I would like to have a reciprocal relationship. And she said, I'm really working on that. And I believe her. And then if it happens again, I just kind of go, well, let me just give you your space. Because we have different kinds of relationships. We have those that I may talk to every once a year, maybe. And our relationship just picks up where it is. I love those. And then we have those that were interactive, right? We reciprocate. And then we have those that with people that are just takers. Even if we're in the relationship with them, they're not really contributing, just coming to feel better with you. And I think I've shared that here. This lady that I've known for 30 years, come in my life every year or two when her life was falling apart. Feel better, leave, and then I don't hear from her again. And I said, I'm done with this. I'm choosing. So how do we choose? Like, how do we choose what's in our best interest? How does it make me feel when I'm in the relationship? How do you feel when you're interacting in a relationship that is good? We're bantering, or we're sharing ideas, or we're talking about how great our life is, and we get the support and the love. Like, how does it feel? How does it make you feel on the inside? Those usually lift us up and feel light, even when we're having the heavy conversations, right? They're reciprocal. They're giving something back, and they're not just coming to share their stuff and expect you to give to them, and then it's over and they don't really listen, right? So those are beautiful, amazing relationships. And watch your type, because most of us that are caregivers, empathic, intuitive, people pleasers, our previous life was a people pleaser, maybe not as much today. We listen really well, and we ask the right questions, and we draw them in, and then they talk, and then they leave. Now, if we know how to take care of ourselves and we're okay with that, awesome. That's why we get in these kind of jobs where we're coaching with people or therapy with people, because we're good at that. Then where do you go if you're always the giver? Where do you go when you need help? Who do you go to when you need someone to do what you're doing for other people? Like, I came into that question probably a year or two ago for myself, because I'm expanding, I'm growing, and I'm just becoming this bright light in the world, and I can feel it. And I'm always helping people, giving the hand up, right? Giving the hand up, not the hand out. But the role was established that hi, Jeannie, that I am the mentor, the coach, the sponsor, the whatever my role might be. That's the hat I always wore. And that's what people come for. And they will ask, there's some reciprocation. When I needed the help or I needed to talk to someone, and I know this applies to many of you here because I know you, then who do you go to? Right? Who do you go to that knows maybe a little bit more than you or that can help you see yourself? And that's where we get to choose and find the tribe, find our tribe that we mirror and resonate for each other. So even if they're not anywhere, what's the word I want? How do I want to say that? I don't mean this in a judgy way, just that they're headed in the way of growing or in their what they know about that you need help with, because we all know different things in our world, then it's a reciprocal. Hey, Wendy, then a reciprocal that we're, giving and taking and helping each other. Also, thinking of the hats that we wear, because we wear the hat that I'm the helper, I'm the coach, I'm the whatever it is I am. I know I had someone, I remember you sharing with me about people coming to you and you're helping them, and then, well, where do you go? Well, here's the thing, is I've put the hat on every time I'm in that relationship with them, right? So choosing powerfully is also taking the hat off and not always being the mentor and the coach and the guide, right? So going and doing different things that's not every time I'm talking with someone that's my role, because I go step right into it. Because first of all, I love it. It's part of me. I love being able to help people and guide them. Part of my mission and my purpose here is to share my message. And my message is about self-love, about fully embodying being human in all of its parts and all of its pieces and all of its messy and beautiful and all those parts, right? That's what I'm here for. But I also experience those parts and I need help too. Hi, Lisa. So it's important for us when we choose powerfully our circle of people and our tribe that we can take our hat off, right? We can take that hat off and we can come in and be vulnerable. Oh, that just hit someone. Be vulnerable, right? Because it takes us. Because when we're always wearing the hat, yeah, we're not always vulnerable. And it's not intentional. I don't intentionally go, I'm just going to wear this hat so I don't have to reveal myself to you. That's not it. I share a lot. But it's to remember and be mindful that as much as I love to give, so do you, right? So it's important in that reciprocation, to allow myself, or you to allow yourself to be in that vulnerable place, to ask for that help. We've taught them well, right? We teach people well how to be that. Now it's important to give them the opportunity to step in. And if they don't, it's a tell. That's where we get to decide, okay, well then what's my choice? I can choose to stay in it and continue to be the mentor, continue to be the coach, and always wear that hat, knowing that's the role it's going to be. Because we set the rules. We set them in the beginning of any relationship that we're in, whatever it might look like. If it's loving, if it's reciprocated in the balance and the sharing ideas. If it's abusive, we set the rules. Then later down the road, we're like, oh, this is not working anymore. Let me change the rules. Well, not everyone likes those rules to be changed. Some people grow with us. Sometimes there's growing pains. We're all here to learn, to grow, to expand. And the more the more we honor ourselves and we love ourselves and we advocate for ourselves, the more we embody that energy. And sometimes I was taught this, there's an energetic boundary of people come and they just kind of, here's my energy, right? And it's usually a little further out for my own buffer. And so sometimes people will kind of come and they just kind of go, oh, and they go like that. And I've watched it a lot of times. So watch that and see, because they're just kind of go, oh, I don't resonate in that energy space. So they'll just kind of go away or go around. And I'm going to read that in a minute, Charlie. And so having the energetic boundaries, because I don't know about you all, but in the beginning of this path of embracing the love for me, healing that wounded child, stopping the people pleasing and the codependency, there were no boundaries. I had no ending and no beginning in any of my relationships. None. It was very gray because I was busy contorting and pretzelizing myself to make them happy or be what I thought they needed me to be. So because that validated me, gave me my worth. And then when I started to embrace my own and understand that this is really unhealthy, and I'm abusing myself. Now I'm teaching them to abuse me, right? Because now I become the doormat. So when we begin to shift that and change those rules, our energy goes with it, right? Energy changes. And then when someone comes in and does something, I'm always surprised now when somebody comes in and behaves this way that seems to be, oh, that's all old stuff. And then they behave a certain way. I'm like, what WTF? What just happened here? Like, who are you and who do you think you are to be behaving that way toward me? Like, I'm all entitled, right? But I'm still sometimes surprised because I think I'm above it all, and I'm not. Sometimes it's just not my stuff. That's what happened on the weekend. I read that email when I sent the recording out. Yeah, I found myself in this very old, deep patterns of she doesn't like me. And I'm hours in the same room with her. And then tomorrow morning I wake up and I'm still thinking about her. And first of all, I don't know the woman. Why do I care what she thinks? This is old patterning, deep patterning. So instead of days of space rented to this, I did keep my own energetic space over here in my vendor booth where I was at. But the next day, so in a 24-hour period, let's say, that happened, by tomorrow morning, I'm writing. And all those things that I'm thinking of her or about me of her, that whole convoluted, twisted up thing, rat wheel that we get on. I started writing the true beliefs. I started shifting everything that I was projecting and talking and thinking about that person and writing it opposite. Because that's really the truth. It's a tool for you. Start having those thoughts about someone. Pick up a journal, pick up a paper, and start writing the opposite. Right? I'm a beautiful human being and I'm confident, and I share my message with the people that are open to hearing it, that are ready to hear it. So I did things like that, and whatever, I can't even remember right now, I'd have to look, but whatever I would think or say about that situation, I would write the opposite. That's a lighter, positive, truer statement to shift it. And I did that. I had a mentor many years ago say, do it until you feel different. Whatever it is. If you're walking, journaling, praying, venting, do it till you feel different. Till the energy clears. Another layer of healing. But then let it clear. Don't go pick it back up again. Like I didn't go back and pick that up again and start renting all that space out again. Right? So the energetic just goes, as we keep growing and our energy keeps shifting, then sometimes we attract in those people to help us see how far we've come. Sometimes it's just that. It's not personal, nothing about you. And sometimes it's where we still have room to grow. And that was where I still had room to grow. And here's what it was. I have a new solution. I have a different solution. So boom, I think I should be done and I can control it and fix it. Boy. So when my coach said that to me, reflected back to me, I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? This is how many of us, I have a new answer. I have the right answer. I have a good solution. Now, boom, it should all be done and fixed. Yeah, that's what I was doing. Oh my gosh. I don't even like saying that out loud, but yeah, that's what I'm doing. I can chuckle about it and go, let's move on. Right? I don't have to keep trying to control it. There's a process and there's progress. That's why you all show up with me every week. And that's what I have to say, because I get to remind you and me what we're here to do and the tools. And you hear it. And I know I repeat a lot of things. I'm like, after 3 years now, I think it's 3 years, like I'm going through it as it's evolved, right? It's now evolved. I'm not repeating the same thing. It's an evolution. So let me see here, Charlie. My video froze. Okay, the role of the healer. That was my purpose in a particular. Yes, the hat we wear. In that place where, so Charlie said, the role of the healer for me can be draining if I don't accept that that was my purpose in a particular relationship. Sometimes we don't see it in the beginning. That what is that, reason, season, or a lifetime that people come in. So sometimes there's only a reason, and sometimes we wear the hat for that reason in that moment in time. And maybe the reason is a week or two long, and the season may be a few months, and then there's of course lifetime. Sometimes we don't know that when we begin the interaction with the person. That was my role as the healer, or the receptacle for curing them. Because that's one of the beautiful things about us, is we are great listeners, and we're great at asking the questions. And let me right here, did it unfreeze? So hopefully it's not frozen for the rest of you. Is anybody there? How about that? Any emoticon right in the comments over here? All right, well, I'm going to just continue on here. I was reflecting back to where I started around the people that we decide to not be in relationship with anymore, and it ends in some way, either it just fizzles away. Sometimes it's messy. Good, thank you. Sometimes it's that we decide to end it. Like my friend decided to write a letter to her friend she's known for a long time, the woman that reached out to me every few months, years, that I ended that relationship with. So when I was speaking yesterday about it, my friend was saying, I still care about her and I'd still like to know how she's doing. And in that, it's the choice, do I want to open the door to a relationship that has ended, that no longer serves or is in my highest and best good and interest? We can. I find, this is my recommendation, that we let it be. And we simply pray for them or bless them with love or white light or whatever it is when we think about them, rather than feeling like it's our responsibility to make sure they're okay, or would like to know, because we still care about them. But I can love them from way over here and not be in relationship with them. It's important to know that distinction for yourself. And I can't tell you what that's going to be for you. I only know what worked in mine and what didn't work. And over, the, what do we call them? Serial monogamous abusive relationships. That was my history. I've learned that I don't ever have to communicate with them again. And the minute I do, because I've tried it, that's why I'm sharing, I've tried it, I get reminded, boom, why? Why I left, why I'm not in a relationship with them anymore. Something gets said or some way that they are, I'm like, oh, that's why. That's why I decided to not be here anymore. And I get that reminder. And all that means, there's not, so here's the thing, there's nothing wrong with any of it. All it means is that we no longer resonate. We're no longer on the same frequency. I like country, they like rock and roll. That's it. We've changed radio stations and we just don't match anymore. So in an energetic conversation, that's all it means for any of us. We've grown and we've grown in our own direction. And I choose to love me enough to say, I'm going to choose people who reciprocate in relationship with me. And if I choose differently, then I want to be aware of that. I have a person in my world that suffers depression, has struggled and worked through and been in therapy for mental illness. I get to decide if I'm in relationship, how I want to be in relationship with them. Part of that's accepting that they have their path, and I might be an integral part of it when it's convenient. Am I willing to be a convenience? And I get, and it may be I choose that circumstance by circumstance with anybody. Maybe they say, I'm not the answer. I can't help you. You don't need to help. Maybe the help is simply that I'm listening. But there again, we decide, is that the hat that I want to wear? Is that the hat that you want to wear for people? All right. As it says, I think as a human, I have a deep ingrained thought that if I can control it, I'm safe. Absolutely. So I find I'm surrendering over and over the need to feel safe by grasping at control. The blessing is I don't sit in things so long now trying to fix or control. The surrenders come quicker. Oh, amen, sister. Did freeze for a moment. It's going good. Okay, good. Yes, Facebook has glitches. They have a new video system they're trying to implement, and I can't even use it. It won't work. So there, this whole back to Stacy's comment. As a human, deep ingrained thought that I used to think if I can control the change, then I was willing to change. I'm happy to change, but as long as I was in control. Well, what is that? The truth is, none of us are in control, except for how we are with ourselves. And I'm gonna close with this, unless somebody has a question. I'm gonna close with this. This is something I've been doing lately, and I absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it. I don't have to. I hear a friend of mine go, oh, I have to figure it out. I have to try to figure it out. I'm like, oh, I'm so over figuring it out. Whatever it is, relationships, business, I no longer have to be in here to think about it. Meditation. I meditate in the bathtub with some Epsom salts. However you want to meditate. Whatever that is for you, whatever that looks like. This is about tapping into that soul place, our higher self, our intuition, God source, call it soul self. And whatever questions I might have, I ask my soul self, hey, what's the next step? And speaking of next step, I got a message yesterday or the day before. Some of you have done one of my courses about the inner child. The teenage years, I'm going to do a second one. I was told I need to create another program. So That came through in a meditation. The questions I'm in the meditation you might ask is, how do I need to be in this relationship? What's the next step in this relationship? If you have those that you're questioning and you're wondering about, I've been wearing this hat for a long time, and maybe it's just a conversation with them. You know, when we're all adulting in a relationship, those go pretty well. They may be a little uncomfortable because we're not used to talking about the boundaries that we have in our relationship or the rules that we put in place from the beginning. So that's where we get to be vulnerable, right? We get to say, you know, and sometimes it's as simple as, I don't know how else to say this. I really would like to have a conversation about how we are in relationship together. And I'd like to do some adjustments. And then whatever came through in your meditation, your intuitive self, ask it if we can implement this thing. So I told my friend yesterday, I said, you know, I'm simply asking if you are making an amends, that it's a living amends and you honor what you said you're going to do, which is to reach out. Okay? Those conversations over time have gotten a whole lot easier. Sometimes they're really still uncomfortable. Sometimes they're super, super uncomfortable because we don't know how they're going to react. It's about us caring for our heart, for loving ourselves enough. Like over the moon, fall in love with yourself. To say, I deserve this, and I'm going to treat myself this way, even if they, whoever they are, don't. You know, I've been reading this thing that says, you know, when we start setting our own boundaries, people call us selfish or problematic or something like that. I'm like, yeah, because when we start loving ourselves to say, I matter, and how I'm treated and how I treat myself and how I allow myself to be treated matters. So I found that valuable and helpful, and I see them. How do you do that with someone? You don't. She says, how do you do that with someone who doesn't acknowledge that there's an issue? You don't. Because when someone doesn't acknowledge it, they can't hear. And if you do address it, because you can, absolutely can, with no expectation that they are going to understand or change, right? That's for us. We can ask for what we would prefer or what we need or the boundary, but that doesn't mean that other people are going to do that. It's simply us making the request and let go of that expectation or hope or whatever the outcome, whatever we hope the outcome is going to be. So that's just about where you are in that particular relationship. I know a little bit about that situation, so I don't know that there's a way to have that conversation. If you're dealing with someone's insanity, there's no relationship to be had. It takes two, right? It takes two. And that's where you get to choose powerfully how you're going to love yourself, how, no matter what he's doing or they are doing. Okay, thank you, everyone. Again, if you're interested in more about the magic of self-love, reach out to me, Coach Marty at helloextraordinarylife.com. You can message me here on Facebook. Go to the website, helloextraordinarylife.com. Go to the contact page. There's many ways to reach me. Save the date for the retreat, A Revolution of Love, in September, the 19th and 20th. That'll be a women's retreat. So, all right, I will talk to you all next Wednesday. Have a great week.